Welcome, wonderful people. I am the Loose Critic, and today I'll be giving you my loose impressions of Realms of Magic, created by Polished Games. This is their first game as far as I was able to find. I spent about 5 hours in an attempt to give it a fair shake so far. The early game has been quite a slog, and it seems like it's still slogging along, even after a few hours in. That said, let's take a look at the options menu. Gameplay, nice amount of options, dialogue speed adjustments, incremental, so it goes all the way up to 110, and is nice to be able to customize. You customize your autosaves and your quick saves. Game difficulty is chosen from this menu. Video, everything you need. Quality is just a high, medium, low, which for a game like this, that's totally fine. Audio, you can see I have my master volume at 25% and the music at 50%, and it's still pretty loud, but manageable. Controls, everything you need to be able to customize is in here. Let's go ahead and look at the character creation. So there's a bunch of different races from all over. From as far as I was able to tell, these actual areas on the map don't really have anything to do other than lore purposes. You start in the same spot. I made a couple different characters to make sure that that was the case. Each of the races have different abilities and bonuses. As far as I've been able to tell, outside of the gnomes, there's no real drawbacks to choosing any of the races. There's usually a pretty solid buff going on. There's customization. There's skin colors, hair colors, a bunch of different colors for if you have a hairband or anything like that. About 5 pages of 10, so 50 options for each hairstyle, eyes, and mouth across all of the races, which is quite a nice amount of customization. That said, let's go ahead and load into my Loose Critic. This says 2 hours and 40 minutes. I did have another character that I was playing for about an hour before I realized that I wasn't happy with how they looked, and it didn't seem like I'd really gotten that far, so I had made a new character. This is my house. There are many like it, but this one is mine. This is some random old guy I found when I came here. He's an herbalist named Gig. And yeah, it's pretty basic. It just has everything I need to show off the crafting menu, but let's go ahead and look through all of our different menus. We have our character menu. You can see there's a consumable slot. You auto eat and drink food and water once it gets low enough. As far as I've been able to tell so far, it is near impossible not to have food or water on you. It goes by so slow and you can get so much of it. It seems like a feature that was added just to exist as a feature and doesn't contribute anything to the actual gameplay. You got your tools. This is something I actually really like, is all of your tools for digging, mining, and all of that are under one slot on your hotbar up here, the multi-tool. That is nice. That's something that I appreciate. It means that you don't have your first like 5 slots being taken up by tools. That said, there are things like hose that aren't underneath that multi-tool that still require their slot, but having the core tools underneath that is appreciated. You can see here, weapons, I have a sword and a shield. You can press R to switch between your combat mode. This is a little weird. I'm used to, being in one hotbar and just switching to another slot when I want to use my weapon. So it took some getting used to, but it's not a bad thing at all. You have different skills here that you can go through. I can summon undead rabbits. Very nice. Going into general, you have your general information here. Offense, defense. Something that is missing here is I found a couple of scrolls that buff certain elemental damage. So I have like an unknown bonus to my ice damage that isn't displayed anywhere here that I've been able to find, though under defense it does show the different resistances that I've gotten along the way. So that's a little inconsistent to see there. Going into the backpack, this is the backpack. It's a bit of a mess. My biggest gripe with this is you can see in the second bag here I have all of these little things. Let's look at the clump of grass as an example. If I go into my first backpack and I click the auto sort button, it pulls all of the stuff from my backpack to this backpack. That is annoying as hell. It means that I can't sort to these by anything. Like if I wanted a certain type of crafting material or I wanted to put my walls in here, I cannot put them in here and then press the auto sort button because it'll just pull them back into this first bag if there's not enough space. Or if there is enough space, I should say. And that is really annoying. I do not like that. There's all sorts of different gear. All of it does affect your character's visual appearance. So far, I haven't had to craft any of my gear. I have found upgrades at a pretty reasonable pace, though I'm sure if you wanted to, you could craft and grind to be able to do so instead of looting. Looking at the next tab, that's your talents. These are your skills. There is one for heavy, light, general combat, fire, ice, nature, and necromancy. All of these were here at the start. It's pretty bare bones. I was originally using a spear, so if we look at this, it's just bonus damage, less stamina. There's occasionally a skill that you can unlock, which is nice. It would go up here in the skill tab. I have also delved into necromancy. These are locked behind levels, which is fine. I read through all of them, and none of these are particularly interesting. They're all pretty run-of-the-mill spells and skills, and they play pretty boring. Something I've noticed is there are different attacks for each weapon that you can have, but it's always a series of 3. You have a swing or a stab, and then a big move. And you'll notice you can't angle these. It's a very basic. There's a dodge roll you can unlock that gives you some iframes. There's stamina in the top left. You hear when I swing my sword, or I jump, or I sprint, or I dodge roll, that goes down. Health, stamina, and mana all do regenerate slowly. There are potions that you can take to increase that speed. And yeah, this is the map. I am getting ahead of myself. Let's look at the professions. These are your professions that the game totes that, you can go and you can have professions, and like it's some big unique special thing, and it's not. You just do these casually, or you find scrolls that give you XP, and you have to level these up to unlock recipes. It's pretty standard in a lot of games nowadays. Handcrafting, this is your crafting menu that you can do without a actual crafting station. All of these here are crafting stations. You need to go to an anvil, have a smith, and unlike Terraria or Starbound, where you can just open up your inventory and have a crafting list and choose from, you have to go to each one of these individually and craft from that menu. So you can't just have them all bunched in one area and open up your inventory and make things. No, you have to go from this. If I want leather, if I want to use burlap, I have to make it here, and if I want to tailor that, I'd have to go to a tailoring bench and make it there. So you want to put these together to be all smart. And then we have our journal. This is where you track your quests. You have actives, completed, and just general journal. Right now you can see I have 2 quests. We'll get into that later. And then the map, as I brought up earlier, you start with just this bottom right area. You can see that there is quite a lot of area to explore. And you can go to most of these tiles, and they are just a sandbox generated map that you can play around on. But all of the stuff you're going to want to do, and all of the place with like actually challenging enemies, are going to be in these pre-generated and created areas. You can see the Forgotten Tomb. There's a powerful enemy, and there are secrets. The secrets are a nice touch. I like those. Those have been fun. All right, let's go to the hunting grounds and show you the combat, shall we? All right, here we are. When you are in a pre-generated area, you cannot place things. You notice I can't place torches, so there is no point in having those on you when you go into these areas. There's some water. You can see up here there's a mole rat. Let's go into combat mode, summon some rabbits to protect us. And yep, this is the combat. You click and you swing, and the enemies are not engaging. It's pretty run-of-the-mill. Giant rat, I'll swing a bunch. And mind you, these are just rats, so they aren't, like the most threatening or engaging enemies. They're not supposed to be, but even the bandits or the hard enemies aren't very interesting. You can go ahead and you can look through all of the random bags and stuff until you find things that you want to pick up and take with you. Secrets are usually pretty easy to spot. I haven't seen any that have been super stealthily hidden or anything. Ooh. Let's see here, I think that would be a secret up there. Except that I can't get up there, and I can't put anything here to climb up there. There are characters that oh, wait, look at this. Ah, see, you just gotta look more carefully. There is a character that has a double jump. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be annoying, isn't it? Ah, no. Come on, we can do this. I'm not sure why I'm falling through that platform. That's a little weird. There you go. See, it's a little tricky when it comes to actually jumping up on things. You can see here, like, you would think that from here, I'd be able to jump on this, but not quite. You have to be very clearly over it. And that's really annoying. It's not really engaging platforming. There we go. Careful. There we go. And secret. These usually have one of these mysterious essences and then some random stuff in it. There's no fall damage. Go ahead and see if we can find that rare enemy. You can see here, I don't even care about all these spikes. This is nothing. Oh, another secret. A lot of they have these scrolls that give you XP. See, that looks like a normal boar. We've got some guy with a stick. A troglodyte even. See, he's not even attacking. He's just a... We'll go ahead and use a stamina potion. Yeah, it's... The combat is boring. The AI is stupid as hell. If you wanted to play a game for combat, this is not the one to play. There we go. Got some bones. Most of the time, you're either going up or down on the map. In this case, looks like we're going down. Ooh. All right, all right. Let me just take another potion. Come here. It's just boring, the combat. Some of the skills can be kind of cool. Some of the spells, they have pretty effects, but they're just like point and click, it does a thing spells. They're not interesting in their own right. Let's see, we got a chest, some furs in it. And you can cheese the combat pretty well. Like if I just go up here and I come down here. Ooh, ow. We'll just kill him real quick. I'll see you on the other side of this. I'll just forward so you're not wasting your time. Oh no. Huh. I hadn't actually died before. And yeah, there's no penalty. You just load your most recent save. There's no penalty to dying. It's not like you drop all of your stuff. You're just like, oh no, you died? Let's go back. Let's make sure that doesn't happen to you again. Yeah, with that said, you can just take the map at any time and you can just travel as long as you're not in any danger. There we go. Let's go take a look at some of the quests. So far, the quests have been walk all the way across town, talk to someone. And right now, I need to go talk to, who was it? Bernard. He's the leader of the huntsmen. I'm assuming that's this guy. Nope, that's Lars. Where's Bernard? There's no quest indicators. You have to walk around and you have to look at everybody. It's not very well designed for time. It takes forever to do anything. I lead the way. I'm assuming you're Bernard. Yes. The text is also something I have a complaint about. It's difficult to read. I don't know if this is a problem for everybody, but having this really blocky text with really hard lines around it, when you have words with clumped letters like this, it kind of just difficult to read at a glance. I'd like if there was an option to have more blocked out legible letters rather than this forced stylistic choice. These quests are lore driven, a lot of them, but there's no real choice between them. I had a quest earlier where I was sent out to kill a bunch of deserters, and then they talk to you and they tell you, oh wait, don't kill us, we deserted because the guy who's telling you to kill us for deserting is a huge asshole. If you let us go, we'll pretend we're dead and you'll never hear from us again. And so you can choose to kill them, or you can let them go. I let them go, and as far as I could tell, I reloaded and went back and I killed them. the quest ends the same. You go and you have the same dialogue with the guy who gives you the quest, and it says that, ah, yes, I killed them. I sure did. Thumbs up, wink, wink. And yeah, going back into the sandbox. I haven't found a way to make myself spawn at the house. I did use my bed. That doesn't seem to do anything. I'm assuming I'd need to make some sort of signpost. That appears to be in the other hubs, what you have to make in order to spawn at a certain spot on the map. Don't have that recipe. Let's go ahead and show you some of the digging and the crafting. It's a very Terraria-esque where you click and you dig. You want to go down with torches so that you can see what you're doing, and platforms so you can get back out. Pretty straightforward. You find ore and other stuff in here, just like Terraria. You go in here to craft. If I wanted to make something to, let's do pine planks, yes. Let's go ahead and make those. Find them in here, drag them up here. And you can build. And you right click to make them the backdrop. It's pretty classic. If you play Terraria or Starbound, you know what you're getting into. Realms of Magic is available for $19.99 currently on Steam. Should you buy it? Well, it's paved a lot of road, but the road doesn't lead anywhere. Some reviews have said it's not just another Terraria or Starbound clone, and they're right, it's not. The approach to the storytelling and the world generation itself is very different, and I can appreciate that, but where it falls short is the gameplay, which is the main reason I'd say it's not worth the $20 price point. All of the weapons play the same. It's the 3 attacks. The skill trees are minimal and not engaging. The AI is completely unchallenging to the point of downright non-functional. For a first game, it's a very ambitious attempt by the studio. Mechanically, it's a really excellent foundation, but it's just not a fun game. The description says do whatever you want in the sandbox, but that's restricted to whatever you want in the areas that you've unlocked and that aren't there to move you forward in the game. And higher materials are restricted to the later areas, forcing you to progress through a difficult-to-track quest system. So no, it's not worth picking up. I don't know if, even if it was $5, I would want to spend time on it. It's just not fun, which is a shame, because like I said, it has a lot of really solid mechanical foundation that just needs iterated on and polished, and it would be a lot more interesting. Thank you for watching. I've been the Loose Critic. If you enjoyed this video, you can show your support by hitting the like or subscribe buttons below. And if you didn't, you can hit the dislike button. Trust me, my feeling will be heard. I'll see you next time.